new Modi government. Another 500 crores have been put in just for 6 months. So it augurs very well for skills. And we have already taken a position with, we have trained, just to give an idea, we have trained about 45,000 people in the last 7 months. So that's the scale with a 10,000 rupees ticket. So that's the scale which the change is happening in skills today. And these are all NOS skills, which is National Occupational Standard skills, which is you create content which is approved by the industry. Unlike education, here the accreditation body is the industry. So if you're a gems and jewelry guy, the Gems and Jewelry Association accredits you. If you're a retail guy, the Retail Association accredits you. So BFSI person, then BFSI Association accredits you. So these are the industry association which accredits you. They assess the training and they make the students pass or fail. So it's a very different game. But one thing I can tell you, since many of you are entrepreneurs here, that in education, between education and skills, education is still for the few, but skilling is for all. So just remember this when you think of business or new ideas. Everybody needs skill. So if you start a skilling business tomorrow, you will be in business. How well and how good, that's a matter of detail. But you will be able to feed a market which has still got huge, huge gaps. So there is a need for, because the cost of entry is a little lower, so there is huge competition. So everybody can enter. So I guess you have to raise your cost of entry, which means you have to specialize yourself more and deliver at a different level. So I think skilling is really very, very large industry today. And if anybody is interested to talk skilling, I'll leave my email ID, you can talk to me. And we reached 100 crores in skilling in just 3 years' time. So you can tell that the kind of buoyancy it has created is huge. This is the problem. I keep on talking. ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा? चलो, चलो ठीक है, मान लो. This is my exciting area. This is Kalyani. Kalyani is my mother's name, and we have set up a foundation called Bikram Dasgupta Foundation, where we work for the mentally challenged adults mainly. I'll just leave a thought in your minds that mentally challenged kids, there are a lot of people to look after, but mentally challenged adults, there's nobody to look after. When their parents die, when they are left alone, my brother-in-law, my wife's elder sister's son, he's a mentally challenged, he's 38 years old. And that is how we got pulled into this whole thing. It normally happens that way. And I asked my brother-in-law one day, what happens to these people when parents become weaker, they retire or they die? He looked at my eyes and said, they die on the streets. So I said, you must be joking. He said, I'm not joking. I'm serious. They die on the streets. So I said, give me some 2 years' time. I want to finish some work in Globsyn. I want to come and join your movement. Everybody has a right to live their life with dignity. You cannot die on the road. It's not possible. So today, ladies and gentlemen, with our limited resources and whatever, apart from the education and training we are doing to them, which my wife is fully involved, I am also helping develop a project for setting up a mentally challenged home for adults. The good thing about them is, they don't want you to pity them. They don't like being pitied. They are comfortable in the same place where they stay. They have no problem. So we have been able to get 8 acres of land. We are building a suite kind of a thing. And their parents and that son or daughter will stay till the parents live. After the parents are gone, they will continue to live there. And we are creating a community, we are creating agricultural space. It's 8 acres, so there's a lot of space there. And it's still halfway. We are not completed, we're just on the civil construction part. We have to do a lot of interiors and a lot of other work. So that's something which engages my mind. Kalyani's credo is touching human lives. That is our credo. And I have 500 volunteers working with me, my business school students. And to me that's education, and that's a very holistic education which we can transplant in the mind of youngsters at that age, and they do wonderful work. We do a Durga Puja in old age home. That is a government old age home, average age is 81. Half the people come on stretcher to see the puja. My students go there 10 days before the pujas, Rishi, stay there, live there. They do entire thing, the pandal, the goddess, the music function, the everything, the drums, the bhog, eating, they give dress, and they make their life for those 10 days worth living for the next 355 days. And it's wonderful. You don't have to set up an old age home to do that. You can do that by, touching their lives. Another thing we do is we celebrate birthdays of old age home people. Their sons and daughters have forgotten their birthdays, unfortunately, in many cases. And our Globsyn business school students go there. We are marketing people, so we've got a package. So there is a jingle, there is some chocolate, there is a cake, and there are balloons. And there's a music. So the car parks there, the boys and girls get down there, they call everybody to the central table, they put up the balloons, play the music, play the jingle, dance with the old age home people, celebrate the birthday, and come back. That's all. They've touched another life. And they keep on doing that. We've got a database of old age homes. And by rotation, we go there and do this. I think once you do these kind of work, your entrepreneurship gets completed. So this is a piece which I realized myself. Till the time I did not do it, my life was incomplete. This is actually, everybody makes money, everybody does a lot of things. But this is really, because when I walk into Kalyani, I'm just walking in there to give. Nothing else. There's no other agenda in the mind. So it does help. Just consider this at whichever point in time in your life you feel you're ready for it. And so this I've already said. Yeah, this is, I don't want to talk about myself, but this is in English, so you can read it. So I think yes, it was a rare honor for me, because I simply love youngsters, and my whole life is dedicated to youngsters. So when Bangladesh government and World Bank, actually this is a World Bank assignment, World Bank appointed me as the external international expert advisor for Bangladesh ITES. I got another opportunity to serve the youth of another country, which is a neighboring country. So I've been going there from January and trying to build the youth towards IT and ITES of that country, helping the government to do that in advisory capacity. It's also a communication that we must keep traveling ourselves in life. We must not get stuck at one place. So the example of Kalyani and the example of Bangladesh, I wanted to share here just to tell you that urge to keep purging yourself and urge to keep traveling and telling yourself one simple thing, which I've said many times: there is more to life. At any point of time in your life, there is more to life. If you believe that there is more to life, whether you're 26 or 65, you'll have enough things to do around you and contribute. So I think that's, where is the thank you coming? This is the Globsyn today. I think that's perhaps the last. A nice line about Globsyn InnoVentures is, the payoff line of Globsyn InnoVentures is developing new ideas about new ideas. That is the line, and that's what basically I am. And so I get very bored if it is not so. So just wondering. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm sure you'll agree with me that this is one of the most interesting stories that you must have heard. Phenomenal. Thank you very much, Bikram. So, I don't want to take too much time. I'll ask a couple of questions, but I want to reserve some time for all of you. I never pointed out that it's getting too long because it was so interesting, and I'm sure you learned a lot. So there's no point in interrupting him and telling him to speak up. So, you mentioned that you always like meeting entrepreneurs all over, and you travel a lot. So, we know that Pune is buzzing. I mean, you've seen it here, and Bangalore you mentioned, these are some of the better known centers.